This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey all, welcome back. I said y'all. I can't believe I said y'all. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and I shared a quote today. Did you know that, by the way? That's what I usually do on the old Instagram, but it's something that I always share stuff that resonates with me, that I think is going to be inspiring, that I think is going to make people question stuff. I believe it's so fucking crucial for us to question things that we know. It's one of the ways that we grow, right? Because otherwise we know everything. We have to continually question our beliefs and our thoughts and the way that we perceive reality in order to really develop our potential and to see reality rather than to see our lens of reality, right? That's really, really crucial. But this one's a little bit more inspiring. I really found that this was powerful, and I think that motivational side of me, that inspiring side of me, is so deeply embedded, and I really encourage you, highly encourage you to fucking go for it, right? Whatever it is for you, and it's different for each person, just to fucking go for it. Like it's like we're waiting for permission to something. And I guess I'm kind of giving you permission, but I'm encouraging you to give yourself permission. Hey, and so this is by Bukowski, and I think I've done a podcast on this many moons ago. But either way, if you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, and maybe even your mind. It could mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It could mean freezing on a park bench. It could mean jail. It could mean derision. It could mean mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, of how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it. That's the fucking key. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds. And it will be better than anything else you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. Stop fucking trying. There is no other feeling like that. You'll be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is. And this is the thing for us, is that we get a small window, this opportunity to fucking fight for what's true for us, for what is honest and honorable for us, and to fight our good fight, whatever our good fight is, whatever flows through your veins, right? Like to use our life for a purpose rather than to be used for a purpose by something else, right? Something external, like a clog in a wheel or whatever. And it still is not, I'm not putting down the 9-to-5 lifestyle or anything along those lines. People do what the fuck they want to do because there's 168 hours a week. You've got so much time to really double down. Just don't be so exhausted working shit you don't want to do that you don't get to work on yourself. You don't get to work on your goals. You don't get to give back to society. Because that's the shit that's going to matter. Because at the end of the day, there's only 2 things that matter. And that's the memories you make and how you contribute. And you have an opportunity every single fucking day to follow those 2 things. The memories you make and how you contribute. And if you continually live in the future about that the world's going to get better, that people are going to be nicer to me, that this is going to happen, right? If you continually live there, then you never get to really grab a hold of what's fucking important for you. You never get to fight your good fight. So if you're going to try, go all the way, right? No matter what it is. If you're holding back, and this is something that I can really relate to at certain stages in my career of like going, even with the podcast, the video, all that sort of stuff of like trying to get, how do I say what I want to say? Hopefully they'll like me, all this kind of shit. And just shelling that stuff away and allowing myself to be myself. That's the fucking key, because when we step into that space, when we give ourselves that permission, when we have that own internal authority to be like that, that's when we make changes within ourselves, but that's when we inspire others to make changes within themselves. Because I have a feeling it's like a Tupac thing, or maybe it's someone else, another rapper of some sort, but they're like, I'm not going to find a cure to cancer, but I want to inspire the person that does, right? And so if we can be in that kind of frame of mind, that when we are authentic to ourselves, we don't care what anyone says. But it's not about not caring. It's just like, everyone's fucking doing their own thing. 7 billion of us are just doing our own thing, right? And if we constantly like around trying to look for approval, trying to look for love, trying to do all these things, trying to find the watch in the front yard that we lost inside. But if you lost something inside, why the fuck are you looking outside for it? Right? Why do you work the job you have? Why are you in the relationship you're in? Like, ask these questions and find the answer. Why did you study what you studied? Hey? Why do you train where you train? Why do you train the way you train? Ask all these questions. Don't just live a monotonous lifestyle of just doing for the sake of hopefully one day it'll pay off. Go all the way with what's important to you. Go all the way. Doesn't mean that you have to burn all your bridges. I'm definitely not saying that. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of your potential, right? We suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. Go all the way with what's really important to you, because then you'll know, right? Rather than living in what if land. What if this happens? What if that happens? Well, fucking nothing's happening. So all of your emotional responses and fear are about the magical things that you're imagining in your mind that aren't actually occurring. Go find out. Because the whole idea, right? Those that are super positive and super optimistic, they're fucking deluded, right? The people who are super pessimistic and super worst case scenario, they're also fucking deluded. Neither one of them, both of them are future orientated. Neither one of them is actually in the fucking trenches finding out. Get the fuck in the trenches and find out for yourself. Find out what you're capable of. Find out how far you can stretch. Find out all that sort of stuff, because then that is where your life is. It's not in the waiting. It's not in the thinking. It's not in the proposing. It's not in the strategizing. It's in the doing, right? And every now and again, yes, we have to stop and be a human being. All for it. We're not just human doings. But this life is to be lived. It's not to just be passed by. Which is so interesting, isn't it? When someone's passed, or they passed by. They're passed on, rather, not passed by. They're passed on. But most people live the whole life just passing by. My challenge to you is to go out and find what really fucking makes your fucking veins and your gut feel like there's some sort of magical shit going on, and just at least immerse yourself in that for an hour a day at the bare fucking minimum, 10 minutes, and see how much your life changes. Most people aren't fucking, a lot of people that are depressed aren't depressed. They're just not living in true align with what's fucking important to them, and they're so, you know, and that's not to put down those that really are in a dangerous space with that. It's to say that a lot of us are not looking at it from an integrated standpoint to go, am I really giving myself the best opportunity to be the happiest version of myself? Because that's on you. But team, on that note, I'm done. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. If you haven't already, jump on Mood Prep Community on Facebook. I'd love to see you in there. But team, I'm out until tomorrow. Peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick and slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.